Good evening, I'm Greg Angel. Thank you for joining us. The parents of Marching 100 drum major Robert Champion speaking out in an exclusive interview with ABC's Good Morning America. This comes just days before the 26-year-old FAMU student is to be laid to rest. Funeral services for Robert Champion, we're learning, will be held Wednesday in his hometown of Decatur, Georgia. Investigators say they believe Champion died November 19th as a result of hazing during a band-sponsored trip to Orlando. Meanwhile, Florida A&M University President James Ammons will be meeting in the morning with the two co-chairs of an 8-person task force whose job it'll be to find out if FAMU has a hazing problem. Those two co-chairs are former Florida Attorney General Bob Butterworth and Quincy Police Chief Walt McNeil. We're also expecting to hear more in the week from now former Marching 100 band director Dr. Julian White. He was essentially fired last week by FAMU President James Ammons. White's attorney says he was unfairly terminated from his position and should be reinstated. And coming up tomorrow, the parents of Robert Champion sit down with ABC's Junji Denise for an exclusive interview on Good Morning America. And you can see that interview beginning at 7 a.m. after sunrise right here on ABC 27 HD. Meanwhile, taking a closer look at those claims of hazing within the Marching 100. Tonight, a former band member says university leaders have known that hazing problems are nothing new on campus. It was 1997. Ivory Lucky was a sophomore clarinet player in FAMU's famed Marching 100 band. And he says he's not surprised to learn that investigators believe
that hazing
contributed to the death of 26-year-old drum major Robert Champion. Speaking with Atlanta TV station WXIA, Lucky says he too, like others, was regularly hazed in an effort to secure their place in the band.
Taken into a room, blindfolded, and paddled.
Lucky says at times it would last for hours, and one night he says he was hit with a paddle more than 300 times. As he drove home that night, he says he felt sick and had symptoms similar to those Champion reportedly experienced before his death.
I figured there was a problem. There's a huge problem when you start urinating blood.
Lucky was driven that night to the hospital where he would remain for 11 days.
And it wasn't until the next morning when I woke up, they informed me that I had full renal failure and my organs were beginning to shut down, and my toxins were building in my body and I'd have to go into dialysis.
In 2004, Lucky reached a $50,000 settlement with the Florida Board of Regents. Lucky says he filed that lawsuit and he's speaking out now to ensure what happened to Robert Champion doesn't happen to anyone else.